Welcome to the City of Florisant Podcast, your go-to source for news, events, and stories from our beautiful community.
Hi, my name is Steve Kinnison. Welcome to another edition of the City of Florisant Podcast. With me today is Karen Frank. Karen's from the Davis Phinney Foundation. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
Want to tell us a little bit about what the Davis Phinney Foundation is?
Yes, the Davis Phinney Foundation is an international organization, actually, that supports people with Parkinson's in their communities, primarily with issues as it relates to this concept of living well with a very difficult, incurable neurologic condition, which is very impactful for people because a lot of people, when they're diagnosed with something like Parkinson's, feel like they've received sort of not a death sentence so much, but just that their life is over as they knew it. And truthfully, with the support of the foundation, people can learn how to have a very joyful, healthy, exciting, fun life. And we are very focused on that. Not about a cure. I hope it comes, but it really isn't about that. And as a person living with Parkinson's myself, I was diagnosed very young when I was 47, and my father also had young onset Parkinson's, and his mother and sister, so this rings very true to my heart to support this cause and this organization.
Mine too. I actually have a family member with Parkinson's, and it hits close to home as well.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk today about the pedal in place at the race. So we've got the Gateway Cup bike races coming up, going through Old Town Florissant. And you do something with the Davis Phinney Foundation called Pedal at Place, correct?
Yes.
So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I am very in love with this organization for all the wonderful work they do, and I decided several years ago that I wanted to do a fundraiser for them. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I approached Mike Weiss, actually, from Big Shark, and said I'd like to do a bike ride that to support Parkinson's. And he said, there's not even a day in the year that doesn't have a bike ride. You know, let's do something a little more engaging. So I approached him about having a stationary cycling event at the Gateway Cup outdoors. And he was receptive to the idea. The tie-in to cycling in the first place is that Davis, who also was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's, is probably the most decorated American cyclist in history. No one's ever broken his record. He had 328 victories during his career. Wow. And his wife is also, Connie Carpenter Phinney, is an Olympic athlete, as is their son, and Davis, who rode in the Tour de France, both of them. And when he was diagnosed, they were a little hopeless about what was going to happen and decided that they wanted to infuse the community with hope. So they started this foundation 20 years ago. And when I decided to do a fundraiser, there's a program called Pedaling for Parkinson's, which we support.
Okay.
And it's based on research by a gentleman named Jay Alberts, who studied the impact of stationary cycling at a very high speed, not a lot of resistance, but moving your legs greater than 90 revolutions per minute actually can reduce symptoms of Parkinson's by 35%.
Wow.
And so that's very significant when you have a disease that really doesn't have a lot of disease-modifying treatments, just symptomatic. Mm-hmm. So it can actually slow progression of the disease by just 3 days a week. And so the Pedaling for Parkinson's program is really something that can improve people's lives. And we thought it was a great fit with bike racing. We thought it was a great fit. And the other reason I'm really excited to be in the Florissant community is I think that you often see in this community that there's some underserved parts of the community that just don't have access to the same resources for neurologic care than other parts of the community. And I just want that to be different. That's important to us, to make that different. And without going into communities and talking about Parkinson's, if you ask somebody who, do you know anyone with Parkinson's? Most of the people in the room will say yes, Yeah, and the truth is it's the second fastest growing neurologic condition in the world. And the numbers of people with Parkinson's are expected to triple in the next 12 or 15 years. Wow. So, the exposure to pesticides and industrial pollutants and all kinds of things that feed into that, just the way that our world is and how we live now. But I came out with this idea of Pedal in Place at the race, and last year we had our first year event on the hill at the Giro della Montagna, which is the race that happens the day before that the Gateway Cup comes here. to Florissant, and we've grown. We started out with 28 bicycles and 200 riders, and now we have 60 bicycles. And we'll expect probably 420 riders, but nobody comes to an event like that by themselves. So many bring families. We have bikes, wheelchair bikes, and crank cycles, which are hand-operated cycles that were donated by Paraquad.
Oh, great.
We have 40 sponsors. Carroll House is matching donations up to $5,000, which is incredibly gracious. Everyone has pulled around us, including the community of Florissant. But what will make this event successful is butts on bikes, as I say. So having people show up, and it's a lot of fun to show up with your friends, family, and it's really good for businesses to show that they support the community in their health and in, doing good for causes that are going to be good for the world and for Florissant in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're saying in order for, the most success in terms of this event, we need the community.
We do need the community. We currently have 27 teams and counting of people. A team basically just consists of more than one, as I say, but many of them are large. We have a team of 50 people, which is our Parkinson's team. We have teams of 3 people. So I would just say if you're willing to come and bring friends, you have a team. Businesses that have a team are considered official sponsors, so we provide a lot of benefits to those businesses in terms of recognizing them for their contributions. And our sponsorship program is really unique. As a business raises more money for the organization, and the way it works is they ride the bikes. It's $25 to ride a bike, and then people are asked to set a fundraising goal. It's not obligatory. It's just something they want to shoot for. It's sort of a fun thing to do. And basically, what was I going to say? Oh, the sponsorship program is such that if you raise the money, you get the benefits. So businesses that raise the more money get more sponsorship benefits.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you have been spending some time going around this community and talking to people, and you've been saying how much you love Florissant so far.
Yes, I love this community. I didn't know much about the community, frankly, before I came here, and I'm ready to move in.
Yeah, we're inviting. Well, so hopefully this will help kind of raise some awareness to some of the local businesses around and just some of the families and churches in the area. And hopefully this will kind of spark and get some more teams signed up and help. If people do want to sign up, what's the easiest way for them to do so? Is there a place that they can do that yet?
Yes, there is a website, and I can share that information with you.
We can put it all in the link of this video if we need to.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. There's a website, and there's a choice there on that website. And I will say, it's a fundraiser. It's hard to ask for money, but if you can't come that day, we have virtual people that participate on a team. They're virtual. They help support the cause, but they're not there. Or maybe they just want to make a donation to a team and support the cause. When you go to the home page of our registration page, there are 4 buttons, and it says basically register for the event, start a team, join a pre-existing team, or donate. But right now, basically, Cycle Bar will host a class every hour on the hour, starting at 11 through the last class rides the bikes at 5, so they'll finish around 6. So all day long, those bikes will be filled and people will be riding. And last year, it was a lot of fun. Teams that came last year are coming back and bringing friends. And believe me, they just love it.
Well, I saw some photos that you shared, maybe even been a video, but it did look like a lot of fun. So
it is.
For somebody who's never been to something like this, what should they expect? Do they just show up and they ride their bike? What's the environment going to be like?
The environment is exciting because the bike race is happening. We're at the first turn in the race. So the racers come right off the start-finish line. You can expect a lot of people, a lot of cheering, a lot of music, a lot of excitement and energy, a lot of just enthusiasm from the community about Parkinson's. And that's what it takes to get communities involved. People will come and they'll stop at our registration area. They will check in and we'll greet them. They'll be given a registration bag. Every registrant that rides will receive that bag and whatever's in it. Some businesses last year put pens or cups or goodie bags or cards or, a free exercise class or whatever suits them for their business goals. But it brings our community into your community.
And that's what I like about it. A lot of times when people host events and things like that, and they do something like that, a giveaway bag or something, they're going to want money first, or else they're not even going to let people participate. So it just really is cool. I think that's why the city's on board with this, is that you really do just want to get as much community involvement as possible, and that's
we really
what,
do.
That's what we're really excited about.
Yeah, we really do, and we are too. But after a person gets their bag, I got to remember to tell you this. So they pay $25 to ride a bike and enjoy the day, which is basically about the cost of a cycle bar class that you would have in a studio. In doing so, when they register, they pay the $25. Then they make a choice whether they want to fundraise or not. We hope they will. People have big goals and people have small goals, and that's fine. That's how, shavings make a pile, as my husband says, and that's true for charities as well, especially true for charities. Every dollar counts. And so people during the days leading up to the event, after they've registered, can work on getting people to also join their team. It's once they see it, they're going to be like, wow, this is really fun. But then when they come, they'll be checking in with Cycle Bar. They'll get cycling shoes. The YMCA is also going to be there. We just discovered that. And they've given us 16 bikes, and Cycle Bar gives us 44. Wow. So they'll check in, and they'll be given shoes, which basically clip into the bike pedals. Okay. You don't need to bring those. We have like spray for the shoes and socks and all that. So you just put your shoes on. They'll have staff there to help you on the bike. You enjoy the music and have fun. It's really a good time.
So where's this event taking place, Karen?
Yes, we will be located in the government lot, which is right across from the Florisant City Diner. Excellent. Which I also would like to thank, because they are graciously providing food and cold drinks for our volunteers all day. Great. And they're able to come in and be refreshed after a long day of hard work, and also supported us with a financial donation, which was very kind. So great. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, before we go, is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm going to leave it up to you.
I want people to, above and beyond a fundraiser, which it is certainly a fundraiser, I want people to hear the word Parkinson's, and I want it to be on people's minds, because if we don't talk about it, we can't help people. And the way we help people is when that word comes up and someone hears it, I can refer them to our resources, which are really plentiful. And I will say our resources, I mean, we have a YouTube channel with 800 videos of content, from webinar, podcast, blogs. We have a lot of information about Parkinson's, support groups for caregivers, panel discussions. We have a lot of free literature. We gave away 55,000 books last year of the Every Victory Counts manual, which is sort of like the gold standard book on everything you would want to know about Parkinson's, but from the perspective of living well and being inspired to not let it stop you to have a great life. I mean, I used to be a nurse anesthetist at Barnes, actually, and I loved my career. I enjoyed it so much, and when I couldn't do it anymore, of course, that was a blow. But now, running this large charitable event has given me a lot of joy and meaning and purpose, and supporting an organization that does that for millions of people lifts me up, and I hope it will lift up the community.
And I can tell that this is now I think the third time you and I have met and talked about this, and you're extremely passionate about it, and it makes me excited about it too.
Persistently so, some say.
In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
But Karen, thank you for being here. We're really excited about Pedal in Place on September 1st this year. Anything else that you got to say before
Just come and show up and show us what you got, Florissant. We raised $65,000 on the hill last year, and I know you guys can beat that.
So let's beat it. We are... the City of Florisant will start pushing out some information over the next couple weeks for this, so everybody just be on the lookout for that. And
was there a trophy you wanted to mention?
Oh yes, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. We are for the winner, for whichever team is it fundraises the most.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
We're going to say that. So whichever team raises the most funds, we have created something called the Mayor's Cup. And they're going to be presented to that at the end of the day, and we're really excited about that. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah, so you could be proud.
Yep. Well, come on out September 1st. Karen, thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
And this has been another edition of the City of Florisant Podcast. We are Florisant Strong. Thank you.